Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Jennifer Huber, also known as Solo Travel Girl, and I've been documenting my experience of using Manjaro to manage my type 2 diabetes since June of 2022. Now, before I get into this week's update, I just want to give you my disclaimer that I am not a healthcare professional, and I'm just sharing my personal experience about using Manjaro to manage my type 2 diabetes. Also, I have no relationship with the drug manufacturer, Eli Lilly. So I want to start off with a thank you. Thank you for following along on this experience. It's been quite a journey. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your comments and your support. It does mean so much to me. So let's get into this week's update. And excuse the hat, and welcome back to my living room. Today I attended a spring training baseball game, the Boston Red Sox versus the Minnesota Twins. So I've been outside all day and I feel like I have major hat hair, so I'm just keeping my hair covered up with a hat today. So anyway, yeah, and the Twins won. They beat the Red Sox. I think it was like 7-2 was the final score. So I think regular season starts later this week in the Major League Baseball League. Anyway, let's get going to this week's update. So I just finished up week 39 on Manjaro. I finished up week 23 at the 10 milligram dose. And I didn't lose any weight. And as you know, that's A-okay with me. So I weigh 138 pounds. That means I have lost almost 60 pounds, well over 50 pounds I have lost since using Mounjaro. Those of you who follow regularly, you know that yes, you can see the weight loss on me, but Mounjaro has also done other amazing things inside, things that you cannot see. I started out at a 8.2 A1C. Now, when I had my A1C done in January of this year, it was 6.0. I am no longer taking my high blood pressure medication, lisinopril. I'm no longer on that. I did have non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, but since being on Mounjaro, I no longer have that. So it's all pretty exciting, and I do take a statin for my cholesterol, but my cholesterol numbers are lowering. So I am hoping that someday I will not be on the cholesterol medication either. But actually today's video topic is going to be about the medications that I am currently taking while I am taking Mounjaro, but I'll get to that as soon as I finish up my regular update. Nutrition, I'm still being mindful as to what I'm consuming. Am I good every day? No, but I try to make smart choices. I am loving my homemade yogurt still, so that's something I'm enjoying. I did make overnight oats for breakfast this past week, in addition to some smoothies, and then just my yogurt with my blueberries that I picked recently. I did have, this is Fridays during Lent. Not that I'm an active Catholic, but I'm a confirmed Catholic. So it's kind of ingrained in me on Fridays during Lent that you should have a fish fry, a greasy fish fry. So I did have a lovely piece of fried fish on Friday. I'll show you a picture right here. And yes, I did eat it. I ate most of the fries. I didn't eat all of them. I ate most of the coleslaw, but that was my main meal for the day. I had a little bit of yogurt and fruit for lunch, and I had my overnight oats for breakfast. So it's all about balance, right? I'm not eating fried fish every day. I don't think my stomach can handle it because I did feel it later that night. It didn't sit well. And along this whole journey, it's learning new habits and just, do I want to pay the consequences of eating foods that I know aren't bad for me? The consequences, whether I feel them a couple hours later or down the road with presumed weight gain. And, one of the questions that I do receive a lot is, what do I eat? And I've thought about doing, what do I eat in a day videos, and perhaps those will be coming. But I think more important is how I eat. So I'm working on the concepts for a future video as to how I eat, not necessarily what exactly I eat, if that makes sense. Exercise, I've been doing a lot of walking with Radcliffe. We've been doing our walks, and I don't know if I should tell you, I guess it's public record. So I saw the U.S. Marshal bust into a neighbor's house for a drug bust and a gun bust the other day when I was walking Radcliffe, and that was surreal. The guy, they found 88 bags of fentanyl in this house, and I had no idea it was a drug house. I mean, there's little kids that live in that house, and a dog, and a woman there, and I didn't find out till later in the evening as to why law enforcement was there, but that was something that I got to see on my walk earlier this week. I wasn't expecting that, but that added a little excitement, I guess you can say. But anyway, so that's been my exercise, is walking. Side effects have been pretty minimal again this week. I did have a little stomach issues on Tuesday, but other than that, everything pretty much okay. And then the biopsy update, well, no news is good news, right? It'll be 2 weeks on Tuesday since I had the biopsy, and I still have not heard. So it's going to be time for me to call my healthcare provider to see the results. I'm taking it to mean that the results are negative, positively negative. No, I don't want it to be positive. I want to be negative for having anything in there. So just waiting for those results, and I think like my family are more anxious for the results than I am, because my mom checks in with me frequent, or when I call, she asks if I have the results, and no, I don't have them yet, or friends are asking. So I'm just kind of pushing it to the back of my mind, but not so much that I don't follow up. So I will be following up for those results. All right. Oh, the next box of Mounjaro. So I have one more pen left for this month. I did place my order with my pharmacy, and it's on order. So hopefully I will get that. I'm heading out of town later this week for business. So, I mean, I'll be back over the weekend, so I could pick it up over the weekend before my next dose. So hopefully I will get that. I don't know how much it's going to cost me. I don't know if it's going to be $45. I don't know if it's going to be $25. I don't know if it's going to be $200 some dollars. I don't know if it's going to be $900. I don't know. Just living in this nebulous area with Manjaro. So we shall see. I did read the love letter that my insurance company sent me about how I need to order 3 doses at a time. And if you watched a couple videos ago, when I went to go pick up 3 doses or 3 boxes at a time, the fee was like over $500, like $578 or something like that. And then one box was $45 and change. So that's why I ended up with 1 box. So we'll see what happens when I go to pick up this next box. And I guess if I order another 3 and they figure it all out, maybe that's when it'll be $500 some dollars, because my savings card will be just about up, because June of 22 is when I ordered my first box. So June is around the corner, if you can believe it. We just started spring, and June and summer are right around the corner. All right, so also on Sundays, in addition to filming these videos, Sundays are typically when I lay out my pills for the week. And so let me show you I actually have 2 pill containers. Not that I use 2 pill containers in a day, but I try to get 2 weeks worth of medication. So I have this pill container, this big honking one. And let me tell you, when I have a very dear friend, she lives in San Antonio, or outside of San Antonio, Texas. And she's older. She goes to her senior center. She's very lively and stuff. But I visited her a few years ago. It was over Halloween, so the senior center was having a Halloween party. So we went, and I ended up winning this pill box. And I'm like, when am I ever going to use this? I'm so glad I hung on to this, because I do use it. It's very, very useful. So one side is for morning medications, and the other side is for evening medications. And then I also have another pill box. This one, same thing. You got AM and PM. So I have a boatload of it seems like I have a boatload of medications. My medications fit in here. So let me tell you a little story. In 2019, it was like, I think in April of 2019, I woke up one morning and my left arm was numb, and I thought, oh, I just slept on it weird, it's going to be fine. So I was like waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and by 11 o'clock in the morning, it was still numb. And by that time, I was having chest pains, and it felt like these little needles being poked into my chest. So I thought perhaps maybe I was having a cardiac incident, having a heart attack or something. So I left work. I drove myself to the ER. I had to have it valet parked because of construction, and I'm not a fan of valet parking. That's a whole other reason, or that's just one of my little weird quirks. Anyway, so I went into the hospital, the ER. I said, I think I'm having a heart attack. So, when you say that, they take you in right away. Long story short, when I was in the hospital, at the time, the only medication that I was taking for my diabetes was glyburide. And the ER doctor was like, well, why are you taking glyburide? Because that makes you gain weight. You should be taking metformin because it helps you lose weight. I said, well, I don't know. That's just what my previous doctor had prescribed to me, was the glyburide. So at that point in the ER, this ER doctor who I never saw again, he recommended that I be on metformin and then also on glyburide. I think I'm pronouncing that right. And then he also prescribed Januvia. And so I left the hospital with new medications. And when I saw my healthcare provider, she couldn't tell me why I needed to take the Januvia, but she prescribed it to me. And when I went to go pick it up, it was $600 because my insurance didn't cover it. So I later eventually saw a cardiologist, and I asked the cardiologist, why am I taking this Januvia? He couldn't give me a reason. And then I saw another doctor, I don't even remember which doctor that was, and they couldn't give me a reason as to why I should be taking Januvia. So I made an executive decision about my health that I don't need Januvia if no one could tell me why I need to be taking it, especially if I need to pay $600 a month for it. So again, that's 2019. I've lived to this age so far in 2023 without Januvia. But before this journey on Mounjaro, I was taking metformin and then taking the glyburide. Then also along the way, I was prescribed cholesterol medication. I can never pronounce it. Rosuvastatin. I take 2.5 milligrams, so I take a very small dosage of that. Along the way, I was also prescribed, or not prescribed because you don't need a prescription for it, to take baby aspirin because I have a very high platelet count. And I've met with a hematologist before. There's possibility, well, is it going to turn into leukemia or some other blood cancer or something like that. So I have a high platelet count, which could also lead to clotting, which does run in my family, blood clots and strokes and things like that. So I do take aspirin to help thin my blood a little bit. And then when I was told that I have non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, I was told that I should take vitamin E. So I add that into my repertoire. Now, even though that I no longer have non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, I'm still taking the vitamin E. I'm going to investigate as to whether I still need to continue taking that. And by investigate, I don't mean necessarily talking to my doctors or healthcare providers. I mean just doing my own research and seeing if it's something that I do need to continue taking. Also in that, with the cholesterol, I do take fish oil as well. And then because I'm a woman over 50, I guess postmenopausal or still menopausal, I'm not sure. I had a hysterectomy, but they left an ovary in there, so I would not go into menopause. But soon after that, and that was in 2017, soon after that I did hit, I was premenopausal and then going through menopause. So I don't know when they decide when you're postmenopausal. But I also take calcium with D3. So when I went in to begin Mounjaro, my healthcare provider, Dr. Madera, who I introduced you through a photo a couple of videos ago, she took me off the glyburide, but she kept me on the metformin. So here's my metformin. So when I started Mounjaro, I was taking Mounjaro, metformin, lisinopril, cholesterol, statin, along with the supplements with the aspirin, the fish oil, vitamin E, then calcium with D20 or D3, all in that. Taking all that. So this and this. And then because it's allergy season here in Florida, taking this. Okay, so that's Allegra. Then also I take a multivitamin, which it's out of reach right now. I do take a vitamin, and I actually take a this is Nature's Bounty. These are chewable gummies, so those don't actually go into my my pill box. So now that I've been on Mounjaro for 39 weeks, I no longer take the lisinopril. And actually, day one when I started Mounjaro, I was taken off the glimepiride. So 2 medications are out right now, which is good. And I want to reduce what's in my little crate as to what I put into my pill box. Because if you ask me, in 2019, before I went into the ER, I really didn't have a need for a pill box. I just thought, I could just pop my one pill every morning, that I didn't need this. But I do need this. And I don't know if any of you use pill boxes, but I do find it is very convenient to have it all lined out, and then that way you're making sure that you have it all in there. Something that I do not have today, and they'll not go in here, I just need to go get some more because I ran out. I do take a probiotic as well. So I know that was kind of all scattered, but I'm going to show you a slide with the medications listed as to what I am taking now. Now, I did see a comment asking that, asking if Mounjaro is to replace metformin, and maybe for me, maybe down the road it will. Maybe for you it has already. You remember, we're all on this journey using Mounjaro, and everyone's journey is going to look a little bit different. So I don't know if there's ever really a finish line with this. I mean, I guess that's end of life. I hate to be morbid with that, because no matter what we do, we're not going to live forever. Let's just face it. But obviously we want our quality of life to be better, to be the best and the healthiest it can, so we can have long lives with our families and experiences, and just for ourselves, and be better citizens to the world. So I don't mean to be getting deep there. But that's it for my medications, and that's all I have to say this week. I hope you've had a great week. I have my secret trip coming up on Saturday, which I'm really excited. I've seen at least one guest, maybe you're right, maybe you're not, but I'm really looking forward to it. I'm getting excited. I can't wait to share it with you, and I hope it's as exciting as I think it will be. Yeah, because I really need that. Things have been really intense in my life lately, and I just need this. I need this to reset me, so to say. I attended a seminar yesterday. It was like a women's empowerment business seminar, and what one of the speakers was talking about was right in line. He was talking about stress and how stress is basically it's all mental. It is mental, because what you might think is stressful, someone might think it's enjoyable and relaxing. So anyway, that's all I've got for today. Again, I do appreciate you. I hope everything is going well with your experience using Mounjaro. If you're just starting out, congratulations. This medication is going to change your life, and I hope it changes it for the better. I really can't believe it still. And what I really can't believe now, if you've watched previous videos, as I was losing the weight, that I didn't recognize myself in the mirror. I'm like, who is that person as I walk by and that? But now it's the opposite. And I look at pictures of my former self. I mean, photos taken less than a year ago. I can't believe that I was that heavy. And it's not the heaviest I've been. When I was married in my 20s, I was much heavier I was probably like 230, 240 when I was married. And I don't know, looking at those photos too, I can't believe that was me. So yeah, I've been really deep today. Sorry about that. But thanks for tuning in. Have a great week. I will catch you next week, and hopefully I'll have a great story to tell you about my experience. All right, thanks for being here. Be kind to others and be kind to yourself. Bye.